Welcome to the No Dress Code Pod, where we keep it real, celebrate Black excellence, and dive into the things that matter most. Tune in, vibe out, and let's get into it. Welcome to another episode of the No Dress Code Pod. I'm your favorite host, as well as your favorite hoochie, legs out, not open, Bree. I like how you was with it. I like how you was with it. And you already know what I'm going to say because you already know how I feel about you. If you are a returning guest or if you are a new listener, then thank you. Because without you, where would I be? Now, before we get into today's episode, I do want to know how you guys' week has been. So drop it in the comments and let me know. Hopefully you're having an amazing week. If you're not, there's something I could do for you in this moment, but continue to speak it over you and pray that your week going forward is amazing. So we made it to another Wednesday, and y'all already know what I'm gonna say. You just gotta make it to Thursday because Friday don't really count. Say Friday's work for Monday because Monday's not guaranteed. You can quit, you could die. Unfortunately, a lot can happen by Monday. We don't know, okay? So before we get started, we have a special guest today, and I'm really excited for this special guest because this is one of them special guests that. I'm gonna let her introduce herself, but this is one of them special guests that can really sit with the saints or the sinners, the people that be felons, to the people on Forbes list. Like this is the one that can deal with everybody in between and be comfortable. Okay, so special guest, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, yes, I am Monique Modrew. I do have another last name, but we gonna omit it.
Okay, girl.
I have been friends with our host since high school. And I love that intro, by the way, because I do. I love everybody on all the sides. We all have a part in society. But for profession, I am a legal recruiter. I just finished my application to officially become an attorney in California. I passed the bar 5 years ago. I just decided I opted out of that. Thank you. But I'm a legal recruiter. Instead of going down the attorney track, I probably still will just do legal adjacent things most of my life. Yeah.
Okay. So how's your week been?
My week has been good. It's busy. I just went to happy hour with my coworkers, with the managers at the law firm. Today was a little bit more of a challenge. I shared with you that I'm like, just going through communicating with people. But I would say I had a good week. What about you?
So I've had an okay week. I ain't really done nothing. I just been at the gym. I haven't even worked all week, honestly, on anything besides this podcast. I haven't worked all week. Oh, I did get a job. I don't know if I told y'all.
Oh no.
I got a little job. So I work part time. But I ain't worked all week.
Doing what?
Guerrilla marketing, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good skill to have.
Yeah, at a real estate agent.
Okay.
Real estate. No, she's not real estate. The other one. I don't know if she's a broker or
Insurance broker?
No, real estate. It's still real estate.
I don't know.
Patty hooked me up. I can't remember what she does right now, but it's escrow. She might be an escrow girl. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But she's along those lines of real estate.
Is she a closing agent?
I don't know.
Okay,
I really don't.
Okay,
I barely see the boss. I'm gonna be honest. I barely see the boss. But
congrats to you.
Thanks. You know. I really want this to be full time.
Voice so high.
Because I really want this to be full time. You know, yeah. I'm really trying to get the finances from this. I am grateful for Patty though. Don't hold me. I am grateful for Patty. I'm thankful for the opportunity. But you know, this is what I'm trying to make shake. Might be his ass next, but something gonna shake sooner or later. Okay, so let's get into today's topic. So let me just go ahead and tell you, right? I don't think I believe in girl code anymore. No tea, no shade, right? Mm-hmm. And no disrespect to anybody who does, because I know you do, right? Mm-hmm. But through my experience in life, I just learned that people are gonna do what they want to do. Right, and I can't expect a woman or a man who doesn't even know me to respect a relationship I have with a man if he's not respecting that relationship.
Oh, okay. Well, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then usually women are usually mad at the other woman And it's like you forgive the woman, but you love the man.
Oh,
You know? So it's like, oh, I forgave him, but I want to fight you. And maybe I didn't know about you. Maybe I did. But that's I mean, I'm just saying, maybe I didn't know about you, but that's your man's job to respect your relationship. Like I or anybody wouldn't have an end in your relationship if it wasn't for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just speaking from my experience. But you know, I ain't never had a relationship, so you get what I'm saying though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So today's conversation was sparked by a moment when we went out.
Mm-hmm.
And we was in the one spot I'd never like to be in. LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, LA.
Yeah.
LA. So you wanna tell that story?
I guess I am.
Do you want to tell it? You want to walk us down, walk us through it?
Am I gonna tell the backstory?
What's the backstory?
Like where we were and then we moved?
Oh no, you don't have to tell all that.
Okay.
Just, yeah.
So we were just communing with the different people, a group of people, and we went to an after party in LA. There are 2 buildings, so there's a building and there's kind of like an outdoor rave situation happening. But within these different groups, a man approached me. Now the man has a kind of a different relationship with the people in the groups, but you know, everybody's kind of just like cool, connecting. We know we kind of are showing up together.
Yeah.
And the man starts talking to me, and I don't know him, so I'm just thinking he's all right because he's here with everybody else I came with. But yeah, so he starts talking to me. He's, you know, a little small shoot of the shot. And I'm just like, huh? Oh. He's not a tall gentleman. He's not. But I'm not a height supremacist, so that don't matter to me. But yeah, so he starts shooting the shot. Mind you, it's another person that he's actually cool with that he's seen that was interested in me. And that actually was kind of like not guy code either, where he still was implementing like, I'm gonna still talk to her. And then I'm finding out this man is married.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. We're gonna get to that part anyway.
Yeah.
Did you know he was married before he said anything?
No, you remember I had ended up asking you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I didn't know. I'm just like, oh, he seems cool. He looking out for everybody. Kind of like giving boss man energy. So I like that.
I bet you do, girl.
But I actually was more attracted to the other dude.
Friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when I felt like he saw that I was more feeling the other dude, and that's when he kind of backed off. But at the same time, I'm like, why are you not backing off if you know you married the whole time? So, yeah.
So what made you turn him down? Because you turned him down before I told you he was married.
Oh, because he also seemed fraud. So, that's the truth. He was doing too much. You know how people are selling you their character? And I think professionally, I could tell when people are trying to sell me something that I'm like, that's not even who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And usually it's just like the things that they do, it just conflicts with what they're saying. Like, oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I don't mess with you. I just be getting the vibe. I'm cool. Like, I'm not gonna move forward with it. So that was enough for me. And then same, I ended up going on a date with the other dude, and I was like,
oh, I know who you're talking about. I thought we were talking about the other one. Okay.
Oh,
okay. I thought we were talking about the other one. I was like, wasn't he with his girlfriend?
And he was doing not fraud stuff, but it's like, oh, this your character. I'm cool.
So let's say someone doesn't know. What do you think they're telling themselves to justify dealing with someone who is in a relationship?
I honestly, because my friends have had this happen to them. And
where they didn't know?
Where they didn't know. Okay. As soon as you find out, I would advise you to cut it off.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think you should feel guilty, because it's like you can only have feelings or like, feel guilty if you actively were in it. But what you gonna do if you don't know?
Yeah.
I'm thinking everything is groovy.
Okay, so what do you say to people justify staying in it after they find out?
I'd be quiet, because I'd be like, I don't agree. like, oh, okay. Oh. all right, like, But that's the thing, like, what am I gonna do? It's not like I'm gonna convince you, because usually when people already feel a certain way, you're not gonna convince them.
Mm-hmm.
What am I gonna do?
I'm be honest. If you would have went through with that, I mean, I'm not gonna say I would have cut you off because obviously you know.
Yeah.
But I wasn't too surprised. I wasn't too surprised he hit on you. Period.
Oh, because that's his character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't too surprised, and I think I was more surprised about the people that were around while it was happening.
And none of them said anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, baby, if that was my people and you didn't say nothing, and this is what we are, I'd have to hurt you.
Yeah.
It was
Because
yeah.
I'm sure some of the people even knew his wife.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Yeah. I'm like, I want somebody to bop him.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. Yeah, I was definitely like, ooh, baby, I heard stories, but I didn't know they was true.
But you know what? I think that's a culture of men too, where they want to be out of the way. Like, you know, your homeboy doing something wrong, you could call him out about it, and they choose not to.
Yeah.
But I just said that about the situation too. Like, if my homegirl's doing something wrong, I'm a kind of ride with her too. But I'll be like, you know, we might have a side conversation, but I'm like, that's my homegirl. She said she didn't do it. She didn't do it. I watched her. Like, nah. But I don't know. There's a line like, oh, I'm watching you cheat on your husband.
Some point we gotta reel it back in, Miss Ma'am. Some point we gotta get it together now. I was okay with you. I mean, I'm not saying I was supporting you.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
It's non-judgmental over here. I'm not supporting you, but I'm okay with it. That's the life, the decisions you want to make. Mm-hmm. Okay, but at some point we gotta reel it back in, sweetie. We gotta figure out, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Are we staying in this marriage, or are we being with this man? What are we doing? I support you either way, but I just need to figure it out. What are we doing?
Yeah. I definitely feel like, and that's part of girl code. You be like, you know, I rock with you.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to rock with you till you fall off the cliff either. So where are we leading? Like, where are we going? Where is this leading to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Speaking of how you said men don't correct other men, I seen this post. I don't know if it was on TikTok or Instagram, but this girl was saying how I think like 90 or maybe 95, I don't know. She said a high number of women have been either assaulted, sexually assaulted, abused, something like that. But supposedly nobody knows the men that's doing it. It's always, oh, it's not my homeboys that's doing it. It's not this and that and the third that's doing it. But all these women are being assaulted or being harmed, but your homeboys ain't doing it. And maybe they not. Maybe you got the right set of homeboys, but I feel like somebody in your circle is lying.
Someone, because I'm like, there's just, and it is 90%. And that's sad, because even with like black girls, so they're saying before they turn 16, half of us are being sexually assaulted or harassed. And then you just think about, now we just talking about all women, and we got 90%. You know somebody. Yeah. We all know somebody, and especially in black culture, it's probably somebody in your family.
Yeah.
So
it's always the ones that you would look at and be like, oh, they were never. That's not them. Like, baby, I'm here to tell you, it was them.
It was them.
He did it.
It was them.
He did it. I may not tell you he did it, but baby, he did it. I'm trying to tell you.
Yep.
Like, don't let that facade that he's pulling off convince you any otherwise. Like, he did it.
That's why I say sometimes they be fraud. And I think a lot of women's intuition, unfortunately, comes with those interactions where it'd be like, oh, now we peep people who we think has good character, but we were like, nah, we've seen this before.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
that intuition starts to,
Yeah.
Like, oh, I've seen this red flag before. I ignored it the first time, but something tells me God nipped this in the bud early.
Yeah. But then I hate when men also try to use our intuition against us. Like, so you couldn't tell this? I'm like, it was a different kind of trauma that I experienced this time. Like, my body would be sparking up like, okay, yeah, something ain't right here. But it's not telling me, oh, move away from it. It's like, oh, enjoy another year of this nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, we'll see how things work out.
That's the main thing I try to convince myself. This ain't too bad. It's that bad.
Them pink flags, they just look a little pinkish. They not red.
That's my favorite color.
Okay, so let's talk about those murky, messy gray areas. Situations where you didn't know, or where you were vibing with someone and found out he wasn't actually single. You're leaving.
Oh, yeah, I'm leaving. Cuz even with my most recent ex-boyfriend, he was single supposedly cuz I be checking in. I'm like, "What's
Do
going
you?
on?" I check in cuz I'm like, "Nah, you ain't about to lie to me. You if you want to lie to me, cool, but don't act like I didn't check in." And I'm like, "Okay, so you up to some new stuff."
How do you check in? I'm just curious.
I even check in if you had sex with a man. So I'd be like, "Oh, do men ever interest you?" Like, and I've heard stories from I've heard stories from men because they're like, "Oh, it's crazy. Someone was trying to say that I was gay," or it's crazy. Somebody started a rumor about this, and I'm like, "Oh, that's an interesting thing to share."
I gotta start asking these questions.
Yeah,
I'm asking the wrong questions.
but I think also it's how you ask. I'm like, does anybody else think that you might be their man? And it's like, oh no, I'm just with you.
I learned to ask that question.
Because it's like, okay, so if I was to look at your phone right now, I'm the only woman that's texting you, like sending pictures of myself. So first of all, headshots. I am not sending no nudes. Like just a selfie. Not the way she was looking at me. I ain't sending that. God, I'm not that everybody laughing.
I was just giving you the room.
I'm just literally it might have a little boob in it, but this is it. The same pictures you see on Instagram, I might have sent it to somebody. And if you didn't give me enough energy, guess what? Don't worry, I'm gonna put it on Instagram.
And I'm gonna hype it up every time.
Amen.
You know what? The last man I dealt with, Mission 95, you know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I asked him that question, but I said, "Oh, baby, it's too late because I had already slept with you at this point." But is there anybody who thinks that they're your girl? Is there anybody who would be offended to even find out like you hooked up today?
Yeah.
Like,
that's a good question. Yep.
What's going on here? I say I know it don't matter at this point because I done already did it, but what's good? I had to learn how to ask those questions.
I think that's super important because sometimes men be trying to rush you because it's like, what you do that's like, well, we already connected. And I'm like, nah, like, I can leave at any time.
Very true.
I'm a leaver.
I'm not. I need to learn that. I'm a creeper. Okay, I creeps back. I just don't tell nobody.
Start checking locations like, this girl, why are you back there?
No, she used to check my location.
Oh, she did. It'd be
she
like that.
And it was like, I thought you said you was staying home today. Girl, you in my business. Yeah, I'm at home. It's not mine, but I'm at home. I'm at somebody's home. Gosh.
But yeah, that's why it's only like 4 people that have my location. And the other thing is, I don't even know how to work the location services, like at all. So then sometimes I'll be on the map. I'll be like, oh, let me see where my little Sims is at. I'm like, okay, but I don't know how to use it.
I check mine. I do. I check it from time to time. I'm like, where this girl at? She ain't asked my text messages in 3 hours. Where's she at?
One time I told y'all I don't know how to use it. I sent out my location to 7 friends. Mind you, some of them I haven't talked to in a while. Why everybody got back to me super fast? I'm getting notification. I had sent every single one of them give my location for an hour.
Oh.
I got a phone call. I was like, oh, that's when I was like, oh, y'all love me. Y'all like, oh, Mo don't send her location at all. So what's going on? I was like, she was like, you on a date? What's going on? I'm like, I love that. That's some girl code I'm down with.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
But generally just sending my location, no. Some of y'all got me tracked on like on contract because I don't know how to turn it off. But when I find out, y'all ain't gonna never see me.
I used to share my location on both of my brothers. One of them turned it off.
Turned off your location?
Turned off his location, so I turned off mine.
Oh yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah. It's the oldest one. If y'all can't guess which one it was, he turned his location off. Cause I was like, well, damn, where does dude go? He ain't popping up no more. And then when my other brother turns his location off, I'll be like, oh, okay, he going through some stuff. Because that's the only time he turn his location off.
But he put it back on?
He will. Yeah. He
so
was like,
how do you turn it back on?
I'll show you off camera.
Okay. Yeah. We can. Yeah.
Because I said, I change my brother's location before I go over his house. Because, sometimes I be going over because I need my activities handled. And so I pull up and I said, his location ain't turned on. I mean, I can't track him. I don't know if he at home. I know he don't have a car, but that don't mean you can't get around.
That's true.
I don't know if he at home. And he not answering my phone. I pull up quick because, sir, what are we doing?
I probably, and once you show me that location, I'm probably going to go to my parents' phone and be like, let me see something.
I did that to my mama. She turned it off.
I'm like, matter of fact, I got to track both of y'all. Y'all not adults.
She turned it off on me.
Because I'm like, wait, well, so why y'all eating there and ain't nobody called me? I like seafood. I went to my parents' house 3 times last week because my mom was cooking. And I was like, as long as my mama cooking, I'm coming over.
That's how it's supposed to be. Mine don't cook though, so
one day you gonna get them waffles.
I hope so. I'm gonna keep hope alive. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to choose between loyalty and curiosity?
What you mean by that? I don't know.
All right, so like you're loyal to your man, right? But curiosity, like, are you checking his phone? Are you curious? Like, cause for me, I don't check a man's phone only because I don't want to get my feelings hurt.
Oh, got you. Now, I've never been curious about a man's phone. And that's why when stuff pop up, I'll be like, oh, okay. Like, because you're either going to tell me or I'm probably not going to find out.
Yeah.
Unless the Lord just lead me to some stuff, like information pop up. Like,
oh. Sometimes I be like, damn, God, can you dial it back? I already know. I already know.
Not the already know.
I already know this man ain't for me. What you keep trying to show me for?
Because you can move back. He like, God. Like this is it. This the last one. Ain't this gonna do it to you?
Oh my goodness.
I think not the phone situation, but even with my last ex-boyfriend, I was like, okay, stuff started adding up because he was sharing like little details, and then all of it started making sense. I was like, yeah. So I know you know, but I'm not gonna share too much either because I actually am writing about it. Yeah. But basically, I found out he had this ex, but he said it was a friend that he lived with him, and I didn't know it was a her until like slowly the information started coming out. It's like, oh, that actually was my ex-girlfriend. She owed me back rent. I said, oh, okay, cool, get your money. Oh, she's helping me move out here. I said, ooh. If she knew I was dating you, this is one of the questions. I said, if she knew I was dating you, would she still help you? Yeah, she already knows. She's like, but she owes me. Why this man got engaged to her 4 days after we were last together? I said, stuff don't be adding up. But there was some other information I'm withholding because it's gonna make the book interesting. But yeah, it was a lot. I'm like, oh, but basically I found out, there's some benefits involved, and she was giving him half her paycheck. I'm like, oh, baby girl was never gonna do that for you.
You could never compete with her. You could never compete with her.
I was never gonna do that because out of nowhere when we were dating, he was like, oh, will we go 50-50 on what? I've never given 50-50. Never. So I was like, oh no. But once some information comes out, he was like, because I could build with her, but I'm trying to stay with you. And then I was like, oh, the second time he tried to date me, it's because she was giving him the money to be able to afford to date me.
That's wild.
So that's when I started getting curious because I was just like, oh, it's making sense. Because like he really wasn't trying to do nothing. And then it was like, oh, now you got, you're more set up. Some stuff. I'm like, you got some stuff in the work. Okay.
That's wild.
So
I
never
can't
believe
even...
a man when he said that he can't do it, because he can go out and get another woman to help him do it.
Oh, don't I know it? Don't I know it?
No.
Don't I know it?
Nah, it's evil out here. And that's when I was like, okay, yeah, I'm good.
That's wild.
Yep. But when we talk about girl code, I feel like, so I was telling him, I was like, so he ended up having to tell, because he was like, oh, this situation might be happening. Mind you, earlier the day before he told me about the situation, he was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go ride our bikes, we're gonna do this and that. We had been planning something. So I was just like, out of nowhere, when he dropped that news, I was like, oh, yeah, nah, I never gave multiple wives. Never gave that. But at a girl call, I was like, oh, you need to tell her. Because I'd be damned if I got engaged and you hiding the whole thing. Because I'm like, you just telling me now. Like, so she don't know at all? And he's like, oh, I'm going to tell her. It gets worse than that. But he's like, oh, I'm going to tell her. And I'm going to tell her, oh, my son. Did he tell her? No. I was like, dude, somebody check in on the child. That's crazy. But I told her. Yep, I'm like, I don't know if she ever got the message, but I sent it to her. I was like, and to do it to me, a person that could find anybody's number and figure it out, because I was like, it took nothing for me to find her.
I'm not gonna lie. I did a little research too one time. I felt a little crazy. Cause I wasn't even dating a man.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't even dating him because I
know what you mean now. I thought, never mind.
Dating him.
I thought you were saying it like I was dating a woman. I said, oh, okay.
No. You know what? Sometimes I wonder if it's for me, but I just feel like I couldn't be a pillow princess the whole time.
I'd be forgetting you ain't gonna be able to do that.
Yeah, I just feel like I couldn't be. I mean, I've been on Twitter or I've been on Instagram, and this girl was like, oh, I feel like I'm a lesbian. I just can't go all the way. And so she was like, people were dropping in the comments, well, you can just be a pillow princess. I've been a pillow princess for this amount of years, and I'm just like, I don't feel like that's gonna work for me. No. I don't feel like I'm gonna find somebody who's like, oh, I want you to be a pillow princess.
You never know.
I don't know.
You never know.
I feel like I feel like somebody we know is in that situation, but I don't know. I don't feel like I'm gonna get that lucky.
You could be that lucky, but you got to go outside.
I don't know. I just hate being outside.
So if you want to go outside, I'd be outside. Because even like, I'm not a lesbian. But one thing about me, I love me a lesbian event. And I don't care. I'll be in West Hollywood. First of all, I'm going to shout them out. I don't know. There's Taste ENT. It's they run all girls event. She over here laughing, but I freaking love their events. I've been twice to their like strip club events. I've been to one that was just like all girls, and I love it. Ain't nothing there for me really, but it's like I got friends from there. Mm-hmm. I was like, cool.
I'm sure.
And then when they shoot me a message like, oh, I said no, I'm not. But my homegirl that I was with, or but I have a good time just being with women. It don't feel toxic. We all having fun. There was only one time actually it happened another time too, but I know not to wear a zip shirt or dress to a lesbian event.
Thank you for telling me.
Yeah, go ahead and ask that from the wardrobe choice. So
Will do.
But other than that, I had a good time.
I have been thinking about going to like a play party.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been interested in that. I saw it on Instagram and I said, oh, baby, let me look this up. I think I want to go to a little play event.
It never hurts to try new things out.
And if anything, I could do it for the plot. I can have a really good story about the play event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot. You could do streaming. Well, you can't stream at that. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's too much. They'd be like, really? You put them on camera?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how do you personally define loyalty when it comes to romantic situations? Is it based on what's official or what's understood?
Ooh, I really believe in both. So
what's explained ain't gotta be, what's understood ain't gotta be explained.
I believe that too. I do think sometimes you should define the relationship, and I think that's why I ask questions, because I'm like, nah, we're not gonna have no switch up like, oh, I had the dude I dated in the UK, And mind you, he asked me to be his whole girlfriend. And then later, we've been talking. I realized really quickly it ain't gonna work, right? But I didn't say that. I was just like, I'm gonna enjoy the remainder of this trip because why not? And but later he was like, oh yeah, like we were never really together. I said, at first I was like, okay, cool, because it ain't last that long. So I was like, cool. And then he was like, yeah, like you were never my girlfriend. I said, first of all, the fact that you just said that, why you had to state that? Because you trying to like literally gaslight me, like convince me that we wasn't together. And then was like, he's not black. He was like, but I could have a black girlfriend. I was like, oh, you gonna make me fly over there and whoop your ass. Like, cause what?
What's funny is I try to gaslight myself and people into believing I ain't never had a relationship.
No, and every time you say that, I'd be like, oh, all right. Cause, okay.
Okay, but look, so if I define it and if I'm serious about it, I really feel like I haven't. Only relationship I was in was like 18, 19. And who counts that?
People.
Right? Now, okay, you're right, people. Yeah. But at 30, I'm not counting no 18, 19-year-old relationship. I'm sorry. At 30 plus, I'm not counting it.
I can say middle school you can not count, but
that's kind of what it is to me.
18 is not middle school.
That's what it feel like. So, after that, I was in like situationships because how can you really be in a relationship with somebody in that type of situation?
A situationship also can be a relationship. You could define what that is either. Because too. So I already know. I had a whole conversation about it with the dude, and I'm like, hey, I'm interested in you. I don't think you're gonna be my husband. Mm-hmm. But I do expect if we gonna enter into this situation, it's gonna be exclusive. We was following through with that A1. And then one time I was like, oh, but you know what? I decided very open. I'm gonna start dating people. So, I may not be having sex with you because I think out of respect, like if you was dating me, you don't want to be like, wait, so I'm not going to be able to have sex with you, but somebody else is? Like, okay. But I felt like I had to redefine, like, okay, are you cool with that? He was not.
Of course.
He was not. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well.
See, I like that you presented the opportunity. I do. I like that you presented it because Mr. 9 to 5, that man did not do me like that.
Yeah.
Did not do me like that. We had the conversation and he was like, I'm still dating other people. Okay, cool. That's fine. Do what you do. I don't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
I had already told you, I don't think I want to be with you and I just don't want a relationship, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But he was like, if you go on a date, are you going to let me know?
Well, oh, yeah. I remember you said that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I could let you know. I'm not tripping. I'm not going on dates because I'm really.
You in the house.
I'm in the house. I'm an inside cat.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah, you in the house.
Inside cat. So, lo and behold, this man was going on dates and never said anything.
Yeah, because he has different set of rules for himself.
And I was like, and I had the conversation. I was like, so are you going to tell me? Yeah, I'll tell you. Okay, sir. When was you gonna tell me? When it was official?
Yeah, and that's because a lot of men will date until they find a replacement.
I said I want to punch you in your fucking mouth. So bad.
Yeah, they be like, oh yeah, I always can rely. Like I'ma call her up. Call who up? I'm not gonna be here.
See, and I was fine with that because I knew what it was.
Yeah. And it was what it served you.
Yeah, you can call me at 1:00 in the morning. Right. I ain't tripping at me. I'ma come.
But the thing is too, because like my big thing too is like you are dating multiple women, and these same multiple women might be lying. I'm worried about STDs.
I was getting tested every 3 months. Now that I was,
Amen. Okay.
I was getting tested every 3 months.
Oh, I didn't want your other one to be there. But no, like I'm a big person. Like and this is the thing too. Like you want to have sex with me? First of all, you gonna have to show me some tests.
Girl, I was getting tested so much the goddamn people was asking me, "Are you a prostitute? Like, are you selling it?" And I was like, "No, ma'am. I'm having sex, and I know this man ain't only having sex with me. I mean, he says he is, but can I trust that? This ain't my man. This ain't my husband. Go ahead and draw this fucking blood and tell me what's going on."
Yeah. That's real. That's real. Cause I'm like, Cause I'ma know exactly who it is. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Every 3 months, I'm in the spot getting tested. Yep. I even know what arm you can go ahead and test me in, ma'am. Like I can tell you where the vein is.
The good vein.
Don't poke me more than once because I already instructed you where it was. I mean,
It be real.
I know.
But yeah, I think more people that should be, even if you're in a relationship. Because I was with someone over a year, and then nothing popped up. But I'm like, still,
Yeah,
because all the women I hear, like they be pregnant and then get an STD. I be like, oh,
or they be with their husbands for years and then get an STD. It's just like, yeah. I said, the reason why I started is because I said I was playing it too loose and I mean, I'm saying loose and fast, but
loose too fast.
It wasn't that loose and it wasn't that fast, but I was playing.
Wasn't that loose and it wasn't that fast.
Okay, it might have been fast, but it wasn't loose. Okay, hold on that one. So I was just playing it too fast, and I'm over here trusting you, knowing the situation that you're in, and I'm not getting tested properly. I mean, at least
Yeah.
So yeah, nah. I said, oh no. After that, and I mean, I didn't have anything from that, thank God, but
yeah,
it could have been.
And that's why I'm like, nah. That's my big thing where I'm like, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I just tell people I'm not available at all.
The right man, I'm available.
Yeah, the right one.
You just call me. Yeah, you can call me at 1 o'clock in the morning if it's the right man.
Don't call me.
We're looking for different things.
Cause baby, I don't even want to talk to you after 10. Be FaceTime. I'm like, all right, you getting the ungodly hours. This ain't giving me intention, so I'm cool.
Ooh, I'm gonna start saying that. Call me after ungodly.
What is it? Open legs?
Open legs? No, legs. Legs out, not open. Only thing open after midnight is legs in the club or something like that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I cannot.
So I know this isn't a black and white topic, but do you think that decisions we make in these moments come more from emotion or from logic?
Because I think psychology is so big, I would say emotions, even sometimes even if we're not aware of it. And it's logic too, because we was just talking about, you're like, oh, I already know what he's on, and I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna continue it because, and I'm not no bigger than that. Okay, it may not be that exact situation, but like, yeah, this man fine as hell. I might be a little more.
I'm not gonna sit here and hold y'all. I let that man slide because I said this man.
It just does something for me.
It does. I don't know. It's done something for me more than the other ones did in the past that I've never been with. So
yeah, and I'm like, because one thing about me, I've never done a one night stand, and I don't think I got it in me because I be like, I need to know you. I be judging men like I will judge you because that character thing is really big to me. So I was like, even if he fine, sometimes I'll be like, dang, I'm gonna have to walk away. It ain't none. I know it. I know it.
I don't know if I've had a one night stand. I want to say, I don't know. I think I might have but people with I knew.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that counts. But like to just go home with somebody, no.
No.
Because I have just so much anxiety in me that won't allow me to do it.
And I don't know if that's emotion or logic, because like your anxiety is probably like overthink. Because I have anxiety too. So you like overthinking. I'm like,
I'd be like, what if I get to this man's house and I decide I don't want to do it and he raped me or he killed me?
Oh my God! So you be in my head?
Yeah.
I'd be like,
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. That's really why I share my location 24/7. Okay. I gotta know. You got if something happened to me.
The last place I was between these hours. Yep.
Yeah, my brother used to be like, I know you're not at home, so come pick me up. Nigga, you know where I'm at then. What do you mean come pick you up?
Come over here.
What do you mean? Talking about he only lived 5 minutes away from me.
Oh, dang.
I know you at.
And I know.
I said, well, god dang, let me stop sharing my location, sir.
Nah, because he probably was watching him like,
He
let this
was.
disappear. I'm gonna be right at that spot.
He was like,
But that's looking out. Yeah.
I see you ain't been home in a week. I said, ooh, you got my business now. I said, who
Nah,
told you?
yeah, that's crazy.
I said, who told you? He said, I got your
phone.
location. I said, oh. I didn't know you was watching it. I didn't know you was checking like that. Okay. So, this might sound wild, but I gotta ask: is girl code the same thing as being a girl's girl?
No, I feel like being a girl's girl is even more of a responsibility, and you don't have to do it. Like I feel like it's just like it drives me insane if I don't say it. But then sometimes I think a girl's girl, like you be like, oh, I post something. Oh, I'm gonna make sure I show it love. Like I'll be like, oh, she gonna post that in the black dress because I already wanted her to post in the black dress. So let me amp it up a little bit more. And I feel like girl code is kind of like, okay, I'm gonna like all my homegirls pictures, but girls is like, it ain't enough to like.
I got to screenshot it and repost my story.
Yeah. But it's like, because I really mess with my girls. So like when I did the Big Back Babes game night, I'm like, these are the people I love. I know you're not.
I did post it, but I didn't really tell y'all who did it. Okay, so yeah.
And I don't want people on my location. So it's like, even if I mess with you, I don't know if you go start telling people my location. Start telling people my location or what. But I'm like, these are the girls like I really mess with. So I'm like, yeah, I want to celebrate with them. We can make this fun. So why not? You know?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's something a girl would do. Girl code would be like, oh, you know, I'm just having this little thing. Y'all can come if y'all want. No, I'm intentionally saying, I want you there. This is how it's going to be implemented. Girls build stuff for the game night and I break it and she rebuild it. So, you know, I appreciate that.
That was a fun time.
It was fun.
It was. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm gonna do another one with both genders, and I was thinking about if we should do a gender war one, but we're gonna see.
I was telling my friend something about that, and he was like, "What's a big back party?" I said, "Oh, babe, something you'll never experience." But
you ain't got no friends? No.
No, the way he eats, like his dad is real strict on his diet. So I was like, you'll never experience it. You ain't gotta worry about it. But this is what it is. I showed him pictures. He was like, ooh, that is big back. I said, it's fun. It's a fun time. Do you think the pressure to be a girl's girl ever gets in the way of minding your own business?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I was thinking, I've been in a situation where I was like, dang, I don't even have to say nothing. But I'm going to tell you, like, because I don't know if it's like dudes. You know what? Married men be too single out here.
Married men empty the clip.
It'd be so bad. One dude planned, well, he's not married, but I guess they were together. But he sends me his Instagram, gave me his phone number. I don't really look at your Instagram. But I'm like, okay, cool. We've been talking for like 2 hours at this event. I'm like, okay, cool. He's messaging me on Instagram. Mind you, I still ain't looked at his Instagram. He is making a date for us. We supposed to be getting seafood. I was like, okay. So I was showing my friends. I was like, oh yeah, you remember I was talking to this dude? First of all, my friend knows him. He lives in the
one that I'm thinking about from when we went to what's the name of that party?
It was in LA?
No, it was in Long Beach.
No, but
on
now
top of
I'm
Shannon's.
Oh no, but yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But no, this is a man, he lives in the IE. And I finally look at his Instagram. I'm like, you posted the girl you've been with for 2 years.
They don't care.
We went to the party, posted her, like, oh yeah. So then I'm like, and you're not even taking me to a cheap place either, which I appreciate because you already see me. You know, you assessed. So I was like, okay. And then I'm looking at that. I'm like, you ain't never get no response from me again. Ever. What? I'm like, I guess, and it's not like, I feel like women do a really good job of removing somebody after you stop dating them. And so my friend was like, oh, I know him. Maybe he stopped dating her. And I was like, I'm sorry. He posted this like, I think it was like February, like he had posted him. It was like maybe May. I'm like, well, why wouldn't he took the picture down already? That's crazy to me.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't take a picture down. It's a memory at that point. It's already
Really?
there,
Yeah, you ain't never gonna see the man that I used to be with
But
on my Instagram.
also, I don't post men on my page.
Smart.
I don't post men on my page unless we married or we have a kid. There's no reason for you to be on my page. It's about me.
Yeah, that's true. But I've had the other situations too where it's been married men, and I'm like, you do know I can find your wife. And then I realized, so I used to send pictures of the DMs I would get from men. And sometimes these men would straight up be like, oh, they would ask. The most question I get is, what's your Cash App? For what? What you need my Cash App for?
I would have sent it. I don't ask no questions.
And the ones that hurt, like really, the ones that I don't send to a wife is when they have like recently had a baby. I feel like that's evil work.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know if you're going through postpartum, but I feel like somebody should tell you, but I'm not going to be the one.
Yeah.
But if you just have a wife, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sending that screenshot, but Instagram won't let you send a picture to somebody you don't follow, and I'm not following nobody.
It doesn't?
At least when I tried, it just doesn't. So I just don't do it anymore, but I'm just like, it's sad out here. I'm like, it makes me not trust.
Settings.
Huh?
It could be their settings.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't even try it anymore. I just be like, hey, I'm just letting you know, your husband, I'll put the handle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, has reached out. And usually it's because they reached out to me twice. One. Okay, cool. Sometimes I'll even ask men, I'm like, why are you swiping up putting hard eyes on my picture? You could like it. But when you swipe up and put the hard eyes, I'm like, aren't you?
Hard eyes look mean. You look damn good, girl.
Because I sent them to like my homegirls. I sent them to you.
Yeah.
But when you're a man, I'm like, this don't feel weird to you? Being in like you're in, because now it's a message thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm looking at this and it's got 3 of the hard eyes, why does our messages have hard eyes? Like, we cool. Why you don't ever send me stuff? I love the Boston Celtics. I'm a football fan. You can talk to me about all of that. I share memes and funny videos with a lot of dudes on the internet. It's some dudes, we only friends because we like the same sports team. Why is you being weird? You the only one where I know got a girl and a girl I know, and you making it weird. So then I'll just ask like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I had a homeboy, I was like, oh, why, blah, blah, blah. And he was being genuine. And he's cool. Like, he's means no harm. I'm like, okay, you can send it to me because I know you got no ill will. But a lot of the times I'll be like, what this mean? You better keep it cute. Like, oh, you look cute in that. Oh, I saw your new Nike. Oh, okay. Thank you. I did just buy these. Like, but otherwise I'll be like, nah, don't make this weird because I will block you. Because I don't do the you in a relationship and you trying to play games.
You're quick with the blocking, I feel.
And I do. Sometimes it be out of control.
I feel like I heard about you blocking.
Yeah.
Maybe you posted about it.
I do. I be blocked. Sometimes I just wake up and I'm like, who do I want to see? I don't want to see it for.
I gotta work on that. I don't do too good on that.
One time I went through everybody's story just to see who was talking about free Tory just so I could block everybody. There's probably people I was really close to and I didn't care. I was like, blocked. I don't even care. All right, next one. Free Tory. What the hell?
Yeah. Tory, R. Kelly.
Yeah, R. Kelly's the one for me.
Diddy.
Yeah. I'm like, he ain't even locked up yet. Well, I guess he is, technically.
Have you ever been called shady for supporting your friends through something messy, even if you didn't agree with their choices?
Yeah, but who cares? All my friends the one that matter.
Can do no wrong. Okay. I seen that video on Instagram where it was like,
What would you do if you caught your homegirl cheating?
Huh?
You didn't hear nothing? You didn't see nothing?
Pure perfection, thriving in abundance. My homegirls, what are you talking about?
That's on me. That's on me.
Black women don't what? Say it with me. Cheat, baby. So it's nothing to catch.
I don't see nothing. But really, most of my homegirls would be out cheating. So like when I'm being saying dead serious, they not like if they have a good man, the homegirls ain't doing that. And then I don't know what y'all relationship is to say if it's cheating or not. So that's why you got to define the relationship. And since I'm not in it, I don't know the details. But I know because it was a dude that just my homegirl was talking to, but they were like, didn't seen each other for a few months. And my other homegirl, she spotted him. She went and got that camera quick and got a video, walked around. I said, oh no, because we going to ask, like, oh, what he tell you? Is it adding up? And then she dropped the video and she was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I'm like, oh yeah, we do surveillance around here. You ain't getting away with that. And I'm like, Anthony, the nerve to go to the bar my homegirl always go to? Nah, you try to play in our face. And then wanted us to keep quiet.
That's how people end up with restraining orders.
Yeah, and look at my loyalty is always gonna be to my homegirl. I don't know you.
That's how people end up with restraining orders. That's how I ended up with one.
Nope.
It was on me. It was it was on me. One of my homegirls messaged me and was like, I seen your ex that I don't have, but I seen the girl because I just got in.
I ain't never been in a relationship. Okay.
I ain't never been in a relationship. So I seen your ex out with this girl, and I said, oh, who's the girl? And they told me, and I said, oh, bet. I ended up with a restraining order a few months later.
Wow. So you was stalking?
I wasn't stalking. Allegedly. I had allegedly threatened her.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we're going to cut that out.
Yeah, I had allegedly threatened her, and I ended up with a restraining order. It was good times, good times. It was for 6 months.
I low-key want to know more, but it's okay.
Oh, I'll tell you. What you want to know?
What was the threat?
Oh, because look, let me tell you. She said...
Did you notice how I went from did you to...
Yeah. So what happened was, we were talking, right? And so she was like, I don't know how I confronted her. Oh, it was at church. I'm just keeping it on. It was at church. And somebody was like, come downstairs. I want to talk to you. And I was like, I went to the store, so I was coming back. And so I was like, well, I'll come down when I get back. The situation was already known that I don't like to talk to people when somebody else is around. Because I have anxiety. So, like, I don't know. My anxiety raises from 0 to 100 quick. So I said, oh, there's 2 people here. I thought it was a one-on-one. Yeah. Okay, anxiety on 10 now. Yeah. And then she said, I don't want this to affect our friendship.
Was y'all friends?
Anxiety on 100. It don't matter. You felt like we was friends.
Some people say that, and I'm like, who's friends?
Yeah. It don't matter.
Okay. But you also brought somebody else to the conversation, yeah.
Yeah, you brought somebody else to the conversation. So then I think I swung on her. I did. I swung on her in church. She ran to the restroom, locked herself in the stall. It's the way you're looking at me.
It's getting worse and worse. It's like, so I swung on her at church. Then had to follow her to the bathroom. You didn't say that, but I'm mad. No.
But I did.
I figured that was what's next. That's why I was looking at you like,
in the stall.
Not in the Lord's house. Okay.
That's how I knew she locked herself in the stall. So yeah,
and then it might have happened. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have happened. She went and got a restraining order. And she named people on that restraining order, and I just thought it was funny. I'm sorry. The situation is not funny, and I don't condone violence.
I don't either.
In the moment, I thought it was funny. Like, even on my way to court, my daddy was like, so what are you going to tell the judge? I'm going to say she should have stayed in her own lane. And she got in my lane. That was the issue.
Y'all should have got a lawyer because that's crazy.
And my daddy was like, that might be true, but that's not what you got to say. You can't say that. And so I said, oh, okay. So then we went to court. They was like, what do you have to say for yourself? I said, what can you prove? I mean, I don't know. What can you prove?
Yeah, literally, that's it. Yeah.
So I was like, all right, it is what it is. They said 6 months or whatever.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't feel no ill will now?
I don't.
Good. We got that recorded.
Yeah, I don't feel no. I mean, I wish the girl well. Like I said, I've apologized to her since then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and that's the thing where sometimes it's like the immediate emotion because it's like I'm already dealing with my anxiety. You adding on to it. You're not even telling me what I'm walking into.
This man is sitting here lying to you. On top of that, by telling you he's not messing with me or he did not mess with me recently, he's fucking lying to you.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it came out on 10,000, and the church didn't want me to go to Six Flags that year.
Because that's important, because you always going to remember how they chose that situation. Because I'm like, if we talking about a forgiving place, why is the church not forgiving me?
Yeah, they didn't.
I
want
am
me to go to Six
renewed,
Flags that
okay?
year. For the annual spring break trip, they was like, "Oh no, we really don't want you to go, but we can't stop you from buying your own ticket."
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I'm going to buy my own ticket and right up
As far
there.
as the bus ride goes,
You ain't getting on
can't.
that. I'm okay with that rule, because I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
We don't want no more
okay.
situations on there.
I said, okay, y'all got that. Y'all got that.
Kid died. Oh.
So yeah, nobody she put on that restraining order came to court with her that day.
Oh, as witnesses.
Yeah, nobody came to court that day. I don't even think she had told everybody, because I talked to one of them after the fact, and I was like, "Did you know she put you on a restraining order?" And she was like, "No, I didn't know. I wasn't going to court for that shit. Ain't nothing to do with me."
Because it's like, and you wasn't denying it, so
Yeah.
it's like they probably wouldn't have gave it to you, but because those restraining orders are low key hard to get.
Oh,
I
thought it was kind of.
I thought nah, but they might have got one, especially if you don't contest it. Because I was like, so I was thinking about the ex. He showed up to my parents' house and was asking for my phone. Because mind you, when I say I block, I move. Like, you ain't getting the same number. You don't know where I live. But no, like, I moved everything. And then at the time too, I had just went on a trip to Northern California too. So it was like, you really didn't know where I was. And I was like on the move, just different places. And I'm like, oh, he used to be a police officer or officer. So I'm like, babes, I already know if I put a restraining order in, he found my other family members' cell phone number and stuff. I said, oh no.
Yeah. I was crazy, but I don't think I was that crazy.
Yeah, I was like, but you have to give your address to, like, you got to stay away.
That's what I said.
I'm not giving you my new address.
I said she wasn't that scared. She put her address on there.
No, but they make you, and that's the part of like the restraining order thing. I'm like, that's kind of a deterrent, because it's like, I don't want you to know where I'm moving to.
Yeah.
You already showed up there.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't got that. Well, I have cameras where I live, but I'm not gonna tell you where I'm living.
Yeah.
Nah, but the restraining orders are usually harder for women to get against a partner.
Oh, okay. I wasn't a partner. That could be why.
And if you're not denying it, like, you knew what happened.
Yeah.
Or they might have got written statements too. That was another thing.
No, they didn't get that.
Oh, well, she lucked out.
Yeah, they didn't get that. She named him on the court on the restraining order, and he didn't show up to court with her. I said, "This your girlfriend. You're not showing up for her. You're crazy."
Was it really his girlfriend?
I guess so. I mean, they eventually dated.
Wow. Wait, have you? This is probably bad. Have you seen the Remy Ma one where she was trying to lie, like, "Oh, I was just about to leave him, and you had to swing on him, so now I gotta stay." Girl, that's probably a victim thing. You like, "Oh, I feel so bad. Okay, I'll stay with you." No.
Now he wasn't that type.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't that type. He didn't give me that type. But I might have to cut this part out. But he did eventually pass. So you know.
What?
Oh wait.
I was like, yeah, he did eventually pass.
I guess I gotta cut it.
Why? Did you start laughing? Nah, keep that in. Because you laughing? That's cool. Sometimes you need the moderator to give some detail.
Yeah. Where do you draw the line between holding someone accountable and just letting them be grown?
Oh, I think about this a lot, because it really is situational.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really got the word to say, let's mind your business. Because I'm really big on accountability, but I can only control myself.
Yeah.
And so it's been tough for me, because I went from being more of the, like, so I have friends that are felons. I have even friends where I'll straight up ask them, like, so what happened? And if they tell me the truth, I might I'll be friends longer with you that's gonna tell the truth than people that be lying, like, I can't look that up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, accountability, if you taking responsibility for who you are, I'm like, I ain't perfect, But if I feel like you hiding stuff and then I'm like, oh shoot, now I'm in an area where I can't really tell you the truth because you gonna lie or like, I feel like I gotta lie too to keep up. I'm not keeping up the appearance. Like I'd rather live in truth.
I'm gonna need you to teach me how to look that stuff up. But yeah.
Yeah, and I am open to showing people. I'll even show how people change their websites. So you can do. There's like 3 websites, but Time Machine is really popular. If somebody like changed their policy, because I'll be on that for hair too. I'll be like, oh, so your braid policy was this. Now you're trying to say, oh, got to do a deposit. It wasn't up there. I look right now. A week ago, you could look on here. That was not there before. And then there's different. You need to know county records and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've been trying to look some stuff up.
Yeah, I used to back when I had like a semi licensure, I was able to look up a lot of information. I jokingly was with a friend. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how I know your mother had this type of business. And he's like, what? I said, yeah, and the house you grew up was blue and blah. And he was like, nah. I was like, I know a team you really like. Because I could see all your old emails too. And I know if I really wanted to be a creep, I could be, but I'm not. And actually, I thought about becoming, because here in California, you usually have to be a police officer to be a private investigator in the state, like a licensed one. Because I think I would enjoy the private investigation. Be cool.
That would be.
But I'm a really good researcher.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to teach me. I just know there's some things I'm missing out on that I need to just really see.
I'm here to give people the knowledge.
So me personally, right, back to the topic at hand. Oh wait.
About the accountability.
Yeah. So look, I've been using ChatGPT, right? For therapy. I'm not here to sit here and lie to nobody, okay? I've been using ChatGPT for therapy. It's free. And it's been telling me like I'm getting better at holding myself accountable.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah. Cause when we first reconnected, I laid a lot on you.
So I was like, girl, I didn't even know you was about this life. And I appreciate but I like those relationships where it's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what's going on. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah. I know I laid a lot on you. And I realized that I'm working on my accountability. I can admit when I'm wrong. As far as my friends though, I just let people be what they want to do what they want to do, be what they want to be. Whatever you tell me, I'm gonna believe. I'm not gonna say I believe it,
yeah.
But I believe it because you said it, and I'm not gonna. I just don't care enough to look into it. Like I had a friend I was talking to recently, and I told her, I said, I remember when I was dating this guy, Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
You know who it is. I was dating this guy named Harry Potter, and I was like, when we first started dealing with each other, because dating is a strong reference. I shouldn't be saying.
Just know she.
So when I first met this person, I guess, started dealing with this person, I was talking to my friend. I said, so girl, you tried to call me out one day, and I was just sitting on your couch, and let's just say I was watching TV, and you was sitting on the other couch, and you was like, it's like you was talking to yourself. Like, I don't know why people feel the need to lie to me. I said, who the fuck this bitch talking about? Where this come from? I said, she said, yeah. I don't know why people feel the need to lie to me. I already know the truth. I know like what's going on. I said, this girl know more than she telling. That girl knew about the whole thing before I even said anything.
Oh, how'd she find out?
She said I wasn't deciphering it well enough.
This like you was not hiding it.
Yeah. Eventually I got better, but
that was the problem. That was the problem. You know, I need to get better at hiding. Thank you for the tips.
Yeah. But now I hide as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't deal with nobody, but the last person I was dealing with, I hid very well. For the most part.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. No. Unless you guys see us in public.
Excellent work.
Yeah.
Excellent work. Because I was around and didn't know.
Oh,
yeah, excellent
really?
work. Excellent work.
Love it. Because Because those people are always like, I can tell who you're dealing with because like the way you look at them, like the way you know.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, oh, if you can't tell, then I feel like I'm doing something good. I feel like I'm doing something good around here because it's not supposed to be known who I'm dealing with. So yeah, I'm getting better at accountability, but I love to mind my business.
But I was gonna say too, with me, I'm really trying to be accountable with myself. Now, if somebody be like, "Do you think that's the Christianly thing to do?" I'd be like, "Okay, now, don't put me in a spot, because
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you the truth." That's where it's different, because I'm like, you're like, oh, I don't think anybody. First of all, I don't believe in hell. But,
You don't?
absolutely not. It's not even. So I should say it's not mentioned in the traditional like American version of the Bible. I'm not too sure about the Ethiopian Bible, which I need to go buy a new one. But yeah, I never believe. But
That's
beside
awesome
the
because
point.
I was in the shower one day and I had full blown breakdown, like tears, because I convinced myself I was going to hell.
Yeah, well, and if you believe in it,
I don't-
sometimes people use it as motivation. I don't believe in that.
I don't know because my mom's a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, yeah.
And she believes, or they believe, that this is basically hell.
There are people, yeah.
That when you leave here, if you are one of the chosen few, and I went to her little communion service, whatever they call it. I don't know what it's called, but I went to the Easter version of Jehovah's Witness service.
Yeah.
And they say, if you feel the calling, take the juice. I said, this is how I know I'm not one of God's chosen few, because
It's just different sects of different parts of the religion. Cause like I've been very blessed because my parents let me. So I got to go to temples and kind of see where the Buddhists are doing. I had some exposure to Islam, more Muslim culture probably when I was an adult, but I didn't get baptized till I was like 20, even though I was in a church all my life. And I knew that I prefer the church, but I think it's because of blackness and our ties to like a Baptist, more community based church that I preferred that. But the more that I like read, because I love reading, I kind of feel like, okay, cool. I chose the best thing for me, and that went to be non-denominational, because when you start getting to all these different things, I'm like, oh, that don't make sense to me.
And that could be what it is for me, because it's a lot. I went to, I think they said it was an Eastern religious class, and we learned about like Buddhism and things like that. And I was just like, this kind of is like Christianity, but in a different way.
Yeah.
And it just made me question God and like religion and is your name God type of thing.
Yeah.
Even more. Because I was raised in the Baptist church. My mom's a Jehovah's Witness, but she didn't convert till our senior year. Well, she didn't get back. She didn't start practicing again until our senior year. So I went through that senior year of high school, but I didn't really identify with that at all. That was not my speed. Still not to this day. But I just feel like I don't really identify with the Baptists either.
Yeah, and that's cool, because sometimes, like, my dad was we went, first of all, my family loves the Sizzler. We went to the Sizzler.
My daddy used to love Sizzler.
And my dad was like, one time we was in church for 4 hours. He was like, can you just ask for the offering already? I know you just want the money. And I'm dying, but for him, my dad is like, that's just a place we give up all my money. Like, that's, he'll go, but that's kind of, he's not feeling like he's getting the message. It's not for him.
Yeah.
He'll go because like my mom or myself would be like, hey dad, can you come with me? Like, I guess, like, you don't think I got anything else to do today? But it's like everything ain't for you. But like my dad prays, But it's like the organization of religion, that's not him. But got a relationship with God, and I'm actually thinking right now, I don't know if my dad is like Jesus is like how he reached out to God. And then I also was talking to some dude, and he was like, "Oh, Jesus is God," and I was like, "Oh, because
Yeah, see, there's so many different variations.
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh," and I don't feel like I gotta correct you because that's not me. Like, you got me. I thought that was separate, but it's everybody's understanding. I'm like, however you want to go about it. If you don't want to go about it at all, it don't change like my path. Now, if
Yeah.
you want to ask me, I'm like, okay, this is what I believe in.
Mhm.
But you don't gotta believe that. Just like if your homegirl be like, that half that story don't sound right, you just be like, all right, girl. Okay.
Okay, girl, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever you say.
Yeah, it'd be like that. Like I believe you, but I
But I
don't
know you
believe
lying.
Yeah.
I know you lying.
Yeah.
I'm just not here to. I'm not here to fact check you, but I know
Yeah.
you lying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, me personally, I feel like you do too. I support my friends even when they wilding.
Mm-hmm.
I might not agree with it, but I understand people go through things. Like we've all had
Yeah.
moments where we weren't proud of, and I don't really need someone judging me or pointing fingers when I'm already trying to fix my own mess.
Yeah.
You know, that's like a big thing with me. So I know, like, I had a patch of life that I lived, maybe like a decade, where I just feel like I was in a very dark space.
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of things that I wouldn't do now.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't do now that I know. Well, I knew better then, but you know, like I know better.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, you could judge me. Like, you know, I seen this post. This girl was like, if you know, did me wrong at 15 or whatever, and I'll never speak to you again. And it's like, okay, you're entitled to that, but maybe at 15 I was in a very bad space and I'm not that person anymore. Granted, that doesn't, you know, negate what you went through or, you know, anything, but I'm a different person now.
Yeah. I think people need to leave time for growth. Now, I'm also a blocker. But I think some stuff can be forgiven, but it's really up to the person that was done wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But there is stages in life where I'm like, there was a lot of times where I was the problem.
See, I couldn't
Like-
imagine that from you.
Oh man, I just had a recent. I was like, why would I do that? Like, I'm not. So this is my thing. I'm not usually the problem because I'm usually like I'm chilling.
Yeah.
If I cause harm, this usually to me. I'm not, and I even take up like if somebody else mess up, I might take fault for it.
Mhm.
Like, oh my bad, I should have told you this, or I try to clean it up.
Yeah.
But sometimes you gotta let it go and let your friend deal with the accountability for their action. But sometimes it's like, hey, my fault, and I also was 100% wilding. Like I told my
Yeah.
friend something recently, and she was like, "Why would you do that?" And I'm like, "Girl, I think I might be a little crazy," because I was like, I haven't done nothing toxic, like, and for some reason, I thought that was a good idea to do. Like, why would you blow that up? Sometimes I like burning bridges. I don't know, but I think that's because I rather not deal with certain situations sometimes where I'm like, well, if I'm just gonna let this in, I might as well make it worse. Like, I don't know why I would do that, but I did. So that's one of my talks. Sometimes I'll be like, nah, it's not enough to block you.
Is that the Gemini in you? Are you a Gemini?
I don't even know. So, I don't do the horoscopes much, but I am a Gemini. But I feel like that's very rare. Because like you said, it's not something I would usually do, but I'm
Yeah.
like, well, why not?
Yeah.
Because even with my friends, they be like, should I do something petty? I'm like, no, why would you do that? That's a waste of your time. I wouldn't do nothing petty.
I used to live in petty.
Yeah.
You struggling to say you can see that?
I can see it. I can. I'm like, I was like, it's Edna.
Yeah.
You was in church and then be like, you know what, not here. That's why my jaw was dropped up.
I didn't technically hit her. I didn't say I hit her.
Oh, you did. That's true. You should have told the judge that. I never hit her.
Yeah.
Because technically that's 100% true. I never hit her. She just got scared for it. Hey, I don't know why she got scared.
All I did was swing.
Y'all got some statements?
You
Nope.
know, yeah, because nobody provided no statement, and she wasn't getting none from nobody.
But you don't have to admit to what her statement said. She hit me? I was like, I ain't never hit you.
Years, but So you brought up though that you grew up in a 2-parent home. And that is a privilege that as I get older, I can acknowledge. Because I didn't think it was growing up. I just thought, I didn't think it was regular because most of my friends didn't have 2-parent homes, but I didn't think it was a privilege. And I think that kind of shapes how we see loyalty. Like,
Oh.
yeah, like I was talking to one of my cousins and she like was wanting to be with her baby daddy and like all this and the third. And it's like you kind of want that because you saw your parents growing up together.
Mm-hmm.
I get, this isn't what you imagine for your life. Of course you want the husband, the kid, and all that, but this is what you got. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but this is what you got. And this is what you got to deal with. But I think like marriage, okay, your spouse is supposed to come first. At least that's how it's supposed to be biblically and traditionally. Now I never been married. So I'm not speaking from my own experience. I never even had a relationship. So we really ain't speaking from our own experience. But but as a single woman, it's wild to see how loyalty looks different out here.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you guys to think about this. Who do you really owe loyalty to? Your partner, your friends, yourself, or all of it?
Now you know me.
That's also to the guests, to the people listening, but yes.
Okay, yeah. I think literally for me, my friends, like the real friends.
Mm-hmm.
I have loyalty to them. I have loyalty to a partner. Loyalty to my family. Like I'm really loyal to my family.
Okay, so before we let you go, let's rank this in loyalty.
Rank?
Yeah, like who goes first? Spouse, friends, family. What's the rank?
In loyalty?
Yeah. Cause like, all right, boom.
So, like you saying, if there's a situation where I gotta choose sides, I'm a negotiator. No. So it would definitely be my spouse. Well, because with my ex spouse, because I used to be married, I should have chose my family. But I would say in my regular space where I think, oh, the spouse would really do well for me, spouse and my family, then friends. Yeah. But what was the situation you was about to say? Because it might change my mind.
No, I didn't have a situation in mind. I was just wondering if you had to, yeah.
Because I think when I think about loyalty, it's really more about my character, and the loyalty to yourself is like, oh, okay, cool, and I mess with you so much that I have loyalty for you, versus like a acquaintance where I'm like, oh, we cool, but I'm about to ride for you if something happened. Like,
If we're out together and it's one of your friends, I'll ride for him. Because it's your friend.
Don't do that. Because I might be friends with them, but I'm like, girl, that girl's crazy. I just ain't told you. I just ain't told you. But it's just enough crazy where I'm like, I could deal with this. But situational.
Everything is situational.
But like one of my homegirls, Miriam, I realized she really ride for me because we were getting harassed. I'm not gonna say where we at because I'm like, just in case they still got cameras. But that was probably the last time I was like, I ever swung on somebody because I was just like, oh, this is bad. The guy was harassing Christine, and he was harassing my friend Miriam, and then her friend was lit. So we was getting to my car, like kind of like the end of the crowd. That's how lit it was. But we had a good time, And this dude was harassing, and there's a Latino dude saying the N-word. I don't mess with people saying the N-word that aren't black. Yeah. I already don't say the N-word myself. And then you add on to it. And then, so he was intentionally like trying to antagonize me. And I'm already in my car like, hey, we just need to get up out of here. He started hitting my car. I'm like, oh, we got a real big problem. Because if you bust my window, it's a problem. But it's like, your harassment is escalating so much. Now it's violent. And what I won't let you do is try to intimidate me. Mm-hmm. So we just handled the situation. But it was how quick my homegirl, mind you, she's helping her friend out that's kind of drunk in my backseat. She popped out of that car quick. I said, oh, I already know Miriam rides for me, but she was like really out. Like, and then even Christine, she was tired, but she was like, oh, I'll be damned.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, now that I know this, oh, I'll ride for y'all even more.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I feel like it's different. I feel like some family members would do that. My sister, even though my sister is not that type, she's an inside. You think you inside? She an inside person. But when it come to family, we were raised that way. Like I told you, my dad was a boxer. He wasn't about to have none of us feeling like we couldn't defend ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we ride for each other really good.
That's why I started boxing, honestly.
Yeah.
I was dealing with Harry Potter, and I didn't feel safe in my own skin after a while.
And I think more women should look to some kind of self-defense class. It's great when it's a sport and it's like a great workout. I have a friend, Tyra, she's my soror. She does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Is that the right one?
BJJ?
I think so.
I wanna
But she's
try
always
that.
talking about it. And then they have women's events, and I'm like, maybe I should do that. But then she be having bruises and stuff. Like, oh Lord. Like, it's a commitment. But I love your commitment to boxing. It's been years, y'all.
Yep.
Yeah,
4
it's
years.
like I've been impressed because I'm like, I didn't see the difference, but I'm like, oh, okay. She posted the difference. I was like, wow. I feel like you move quicker. Absolutely. I seen you spar too, and I was like, okay. And you were like, oh no, I'm afraid. But now you're like, I could spar if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm proud of you. So yeah, I just, I admire that, and I think it's important because we beginning like even women that have to do. You could be at a gas station, and men will try you.
Yeah.
And if we just need like a quick 2 little move before we can run away, or I'm gonna put you on your ass. That's cool.
They put you on your ass. Yeah. Don't try her.
Don't do that now though, because I'm trying to live a better life.
Okay. Before we let you go, where can people find you if you want them to find you?
Ooh, that was a good question. I only have an Instagram.
Okay.
It is Monique. I know how to spell that. _ bonafide. So Monique is my name _ BONAFID.
I will also leave it on the screen so that you guys can follow her if you choose to. So thank you so much for joining us today. We enjoyed you. Before I let you guys go though, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to pull up. And we'll have it ready for you next week. And we will see you in next week's episode. Bye. You're still here? You know the show's over, right? Don't cry. We'll be back next week. I gotta go be a hoochie. In the meantime, catch up on the older episodes.